Well, it's been a warm, humid, and breezy day across the area. Temperatures did make it into the 80s this afternoon. Got up to 83 for today's high in Springfield. We've since cooled off a little bit. Clouds have rolled back in. They've kind of thickened up some. Up toward Morgan County, maybe some sprinkly showers. Also looking at a little bit of a line of showers and thunderstorms here to the southeast of Tulsa. That activity may try to spill into northwest Arkansas over the next few hours. I don't expect severe weather out of that. Looking further west, we find additional storms developing southwest of Oklahoma City. We've got storms here in Kansas and another batch up here in Minnesota. And this is where we have tornado watches in effect. We also have tornado watches in southwest Oklahoma back into western Texas. Locally for us, I think we're going to be able to get through this evening with fairly quiet weather. Now, again, these showers here in eastern Oklahoma may try to spill into northwest Arkansas. I don't expect severe weather. We have a very strong cap in place, and this activity that we find in Oklahoma is developing above that cap. It's elevated in nature. Later tonight, though, after midnight, there will be a risk of additional scattered storms, either coming in from the northwest with a cold front or coming out of Oklahoma with storms that are developing on the dry line right now. And from that activity, closer to morning, we could find a risk of maybe some wind or some hail. I think the overall tornado risk looks very limited at this stage. Then tomorrow, depending on what kind of thunderstorm activity we see in the morning hours, that may lay down an outflow boundary that pushes south across southern Missouri into northern Arkansas. And especially along and maybe just on the north side of that outflow boundary, there may be a risk for some additional severe weather as we get into Tuesday afternoon, mainly wind or hail also with those thunderstorms. So looking at our hour-by-hour forecast, looking at this evening, looks pretty quiet. After midnight, again, we'll watch to see if some clusters of thunderstorms come out of Oklahoma and in northwest Arkansas and then spread off toward the east. Again, maybe a risk of some wind or hail with that activity. Also, storms may try to spill out of the I-35 corridor into our central Missouri counties with a risk of maybe some wind or hail. That's during the morning. Again, as we work from morning into the afternoon, notice how the focus for thunderstorms shifts to the south, mainly to areas along and south of Highway 60. And that's where I think we're going to find that risk for additional showers and thunderstorms into Tuesday night. Temperatures tonight will remain warm. It looks like about 64 for a morning low with highs in the upper 60s to low 70s, near 70 for a high in Springfield. Now, as we get to Wednesday, that boundary that gets forced into Arkansas will likely lift back to the north as a warm front on Wednesday, and that's going to put us back in the warm sector. And as the core of this stormy pattern starts to pull out of Texas and across Oklahoma, we're going to see our wind fields getting stronger once again. And I think that may set us up for a risk for some strong to severe storms Wednesday afternoon into Wednesday night. Now, this mainly looks like wind or hail, but it also looks like we may see an increased risk of tornadic weather with those thunderstorms as well. Also, the waves of storms dumping heavy rainfall. Southwest Missouri in particular will see, I think, between 3 and maybe 5 inches of rainfall. Amounts a little lighter to the northeast and southeast, but all this rain is going to lead to a risk of flooding and maybe even some flash flooding, and we are going to be chasing that record April rainfall total. Right now we're sitting at 10.5 inches. With the rain that we're going to see over the next few days, Bailey, I think we're going to challenge that all-time record rainfall total of 12.15 inches in Springfield. Notice once we get to the weekend, we shut off the rain and it's looking good again.
That'll be nice. We've had a couple of cloudy, rainy kind of weekends.
Saturday and Sunday wasn't the nicest, but it wasn't the worst.
To not have some clouds and be able to get outside. All right. Thank you, Jamie. I know you'll be watching the weather tonight. All right, as temperatures